Hi, I'm Bill from CJ Pony Parts. So I put about 25,000 miles so far on my 2015 Mustang GT since I installed my Ford Performance Roush Supercharger. I'm absolutely thrilled with the car. It makes excellent power and drivability is like stock. But like a lot of people, as I get close to my warranty expiring, I'm thinking about a custom tune to make some more power. If I can do that, I want to get some more air to the blower as well. So today we're going to install this JLT cold air intake kit. This JLT cold air intake kit is going to fit any 2015 through 2017 Mustang GT with the Ford Performance Roush Supercharger installed on it. It will be a direct replacement for the factory components, and testing by JLT and others has shown gains of 20 to 30 horsepower and equivalent torque as well. This is going to start with the S&B 5x7 power stack filter. Now the big part of this filter is on the inside, which we're going to show you here. Now the filter itself has 1-inch deep pleats, which means there's a lot of surface air, which is going to draw a lot of air to your supercharger. And on the inside, there's actually a bell mouth on the inside of the filter, which will draw the air into the tube to create as much flow as possible. The kit also includes a custom air box, which will seal to your hood, along with a duct to work with your factory inlet, and then this large inlet tube with a 125mm mass air housing. For this installation, they did a 1/4-inch ratchet, 8mm socket, 10mm socket, an extension, Phillips head screwdriver, T20 Torx bit, and a small vice grip. Basically, we're replacing everything from here forward, so the first step in the process is to remove the original piece. We'll start with this bolt over here on the inner fender that holds the airbox down. Next, we'll disconnect the throttle body. We'll disconnect the hoses. And then the mass air sensor. Pop the red tab and pull it off. Now we'll pull up and sort of twist and pull the airbox out of the car. There's a few pieces from the stock setup we have to transfer over to the JLT. The first thing we're going to do though is the mass air sensor. It's going to be held on by some Torx screws. I want to use a supplied gasket. I'm going to put that in the JLT with the JLT supplied hardware. And get these snug, but you don't have to crank them to the moon either. Now you want to remove this little plastic fitting here. Small set of vice grips, just be careful you don't damage it. Get a grip on it and pull it out. Then install it in the JLT. Now remove this rubber grommet. Simply push the metal piece through. And then push the grommet out from the bottom. And the last part we need is this little rubber grommet from the bottom. We're going to install these pieces on our JLT now. Same way we took them off the other ones, put the grommet into place. And install the metal sleeve. And install the small one here at the bottom. We're going to take the snorkel provided by JLT, install it in the air box, or our little studs. We're actually going to push it a little bit further through, and then put the air box down into place and connect this to the factory snorkel. Now before we install the air box, you want to make sure this rubber grommet stayed here in the apron. If it came off, check your air box and grab it, put it back in place before we install the JLT. We'll lower our JLT into place. Make sure everything's seated and install the original bolt. All right, the airbox in the car. Now we can assemble the inlet. All right, we're going to connect the inlet to the throttle body now. And we'll tighten it down. And next we'll plug in our mass air sensor. The last step is optional, but includes these two pieces of foam. This one here in my left hand, this is for a stock hood. You can put it in the vent of your GT hood to keep water from coming on the filter. This piece here is if you want to completely seal off the engine bay, you basically mount it back here. I'll force it down into place on the edge here to keep the heat out. Again, that's optional. You don't have to do it. I'm going to do a good job without it. Looks a lot better in my opinion as well. The JLT not only looks great under the hood, between the bell mouth and the filter and the large inlet tube, it's going to bring a lot more air to our supercharger, which will mean more horsepower as well. Now again, this will require a custom tune. It's not going to work with your factory tune, so when you install this, make sure you get a tune to go with it as well. But overall, the installation is pretty straightforward. Probably take you around an hour or so, be back on the road in no time.